Welcome to September the 10th, 2013 Homework Help. Looking at number 3, Mariah is making a fruit salad. She puts in 2/3 cups of pineapple, 3/4 cups of blueberries, half a cup of strawberries into a bowl. How many cups of fruit has Mariah placed inside the bowl? Okay, for this we need to start off with our storyboard. What I notice, and what do you wonder? The whole story is about fruit. So what we already noticed is that she puts 2/3 cups of pineapple in. So for the notice, we have 2/3 of a cup of pineapple. We also have 3/4 of a cup of blueberries. So if we look at blueberries, we have 3/4 of a cup. And then we have half a cup of strawberries. So then we have half a cup of strawberries. This is everything that the story is about, all the fruit. Well, what are we wondering is how many cups of fruit has she put inside the bowl? So the question's wanting to know basically total cups. And for I'm looking for the total cups, that means this is an addition problem. So we need to set it up to add our three fractions. Okay, if you look in the bottom corner, I have my problem set up. I have my, again, pineapples 2/3 of a cup, blueberries 3/4 of a cup, and strawberries 1/2 of a cup. Now to add fractions, we always have to have a common denominator. So far I have a denominator 3, 4, and 2. So you have to find out the first thing that they all have in common. What can they all are factors of? Well, they all can go into 12. So what we want to do is we want to set our fractions up with a common denominator of 12. Three times what is 12? 3 times 4. If I do it to the bottom, I have to do it to the top. So 2 times 4 is 8. Okay. 4 times 3 is 12. So 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 6 is 12. So 1 times 6 is 6. Once I've converted all my fractions, now I have 8/12 plus 9/12 plus 6/12. So all I'm going to do now is add my numerators, my 8 plus my 9 plus my 6. 8 plus 9 is 17 plus my 6. Carry my 1 makes 23. So then I get an answer of 23/12. That's a little odd. 23/12. When we have the bigger number on top, that's our improper fraction. So as we know, our line tells us we have to T-bow it. Top number in, bottom number out. So we're going to have 23 divided by 12. 12 can't go into the 2, so nothing should be above your 2. 12 goes into 23 one whole time. It's 12 left over. So we get an answer of 1, and then we have a remainder 3 minus 2 is 1. 2 minus 2 is 1. Remainder 11. So we're going to take our remainder and put it over what we're dividing by, because that's how many it took to make another group. So we have a 1 and 11 twelfths. Almost 2 whole groups. So let's move on to our next problem. In problem 7, Rachel has 11 inches of ribbon. She uses 6 2/5 inches to make a bow. How much ribbon does she have left? So for filling out our notice, what we notice is Rachel actually has 11 inches of ribbon. So here we have our piece of ribbon that's 11 inches. In this 11 inches, she actually uses 6 2/5. So she's going to use 6 2/5. And the question's wanting to know is, what we wonder is, how much is she going to have left? Based on this, we're going to have to do a subtraction of fractions. So we'll start with what we have. She has 11, and we want to take away 6 2/5. Remember, a fraction is part of a whole. So with there being nothing here, that's like 0, take away 2/5. I can't do that. So just like any subtraction problem, you actually have to borrow. So that 11 now becomes 10. Now guys, don't forget, when you have a fraction and you're borrowing, a whole could be anything. For example, a whole could be 23 if you look at the bottom of your screen. 23 out of 23. You invite 23 people to your party, all 23 came. 23 out of 23 is 1 whole. Let me see, 10 out of 10. That's the whole group. 10 out of 10 is 1 whole. Let's see, 7. Whoops. 7 out of 7 is equal to 1 whole. In this case, adding and subtracting fractions is you have to have a common denominator. And if we have to have a common denominator, our denominator is already 5. So what this means is we want our denominator to stay 5. So when we borrow, we want it to be 5 as our common denominator. So to be a whole, if you have invited 5 people over, it had to be 5 on top. 5 out of 5 is 1 whole. So now we can go ahead with our subtraction. All we have to do is subtract our top numbers. 5 minus 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. And then the denominator stays the same. And 10 take away 6 is 4. So she's going to have 4 3/5 of an inch of ribbon left over. Well, I hope today's homework helped. Ha ha ha. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Don't forget, finish the rest of your homework.